Well, the same way Donald Trump used FEMA money to hand over to ICE to persecute women and children, because that is the role of government as far as the Republicans are concerned. It's there to persecute women and children of color. The same way President Trump took money from FEMA to save lives, he gave it over to ICE to ruin lives. Don Jr. takes the train derailment and uses it to persecute gay people.
Pete has no business in that position, but he's the guy that had no business running for president, but they let him do that because he was gay and they check off a box. And then he didn't win. He's the gay guy, so we got to give him something. Let's make him transportation secretary. What does he know about it? Nothing. His failure after failure after failure are truly affecting the American people. And
you said that he has no right to be in the position that he is. He didn't earn the right. What did you do to earn your position?
Nothing.
What have you accomplished in life?
Nothing.
You're basically a what?
Failure.
And what did your father always call you?
Failure.
But Pete isn't qualified to be head of the Department of Transportation, whereas you would be qualified. Pete, why would Mayor Pete be qualified to have a role in government? Joe Biden didn't rape his mother, right? In order to work in government the way you do, you have to have a boss who raped your own mother, right? Did you know that your father raped your mother, Don Jr.? And then she recanted her testimony in order to get a better settlement? Yeah, Pete has no business being in that position because Joe Biden isn't his father. Pete didn't get every single job in his adult life through his father. What have you accomplished? I keep forgetting.
Nothing.
That's right. You've accomplished absolutely nothing. And what does your father call you to your face?
Failure.
Yes, he calls you a failure because everything you tried in life, Don Jr., has resulted in
failure after failure after failure.
Yes, you grew up being told that you were a failure. Your father, once every 3 months, would stop by to have dinner with you in between all his sexual assaults. You'd see your father a couple times, and he would call you a failure to your face. Even when you were in the White House, he would call you a failure in front of everybody who worked over at the White House. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, you're his firstborn, and yet he turned to his son-in-law before you. He gave his loyalty to a Jew over his own family, as Frankie Five Angels once said, because you are
nothing.
That's right. You are nothing. And you see Pete Buttigieg, and all you see is a gay man. That's all you see. You reduce him down to a gay man. You don't see the Harvard education. You don't see the fact that he was elected mayor of a mid-sized city. You don't see the fact that he kind of sort of won the Iowa caucus in 2020. You don't see any of that. All you see is a gay man because you are. What are you, Don Jr.? What are you? You are
nothing.
You are nothing, and you know you're nothing. You know you're nothing. You hate your father. You stopped talking to your father after he left your mother, who, your father raped your mother, and she recanted that testimony in order to get more money in the settlement. You hated your father. You stopped talking to him. But then you realize because you're
nothing,
nobody would ever hire you, need his money. And so you made a deal with the devil, and you don't feel like a real man. You don't, because you're surrounded by everybody who's better than you. Jared Kushner is better than you. Even your girlfriend, Kimberly Gargoyle, is better than you. She has a law degree. What is your education?
Pete has no business in that.
What is your education?
Nothing.
Nothing, nothing, nothing. You're nothing, and you know you're nothing, and that's why you're so angry. That's why you have to tell everybody how smart you are and how strong you are. Your marriage failed, and you're with Kimberly Gargoyle because your father didn't want her. And you know who Kimberly Gargoyle was married to before you? Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a real man. And you can't measure up to Gavin Newsom, can you? Because you're
nothing.
That's right. And you know you're nothing. You know you're nothing. And you hate yourself for not protecting your KGB handler of a mother who drank herself to death. She fell down that flight of steps because the man you're so loyal to now, who you really hate, left her, disgraced her, humiliated her. You're left with the devil, and you know he's the devil. You hate your father, and you hate yourself because you need to still be with him. Ivanka left him. She and Jared have washed their hands of this horrible, horrible man you call a father. But you stay with him because
Pete has no business.
You stay with him because you're
nothing.
You are absolutely nothing. Everything you've done in life is
nothing.
Everything, nothing. You've accomplished nothing other than having your father's last name. And every business venture you've tried has been
failure.
Yes, right. No matter what you do, when you advise your father on how to run for office, your advice is
failure after failure after failure.
Because you are
nothing.
You are nothing. And you're afraid that you might be gay, right? You're afraid that you might be gay. Did you know Fredo from The Godfather, who everybody compares you to, right? Everybody compares you to Fredo because you're
nothing.
Yes, you're nothing. And did you know, if you could read, and you ever read the sequel to The Godfather, Fredo is gay, a closet case who would meet men in motels. So is that why you attack Mayor Pete? Because you're Fredo? Is it because you're afraid you're gay? You reduce a Harvard graduate, a mayor, a man who won the Iowa caucus, you reduce him down to nothing but a gay man? You must be really insecure about your manhood because you're primarily
nothing.
You are nothing. Your marriage failed, and so you take it out on endangered species by going on safaris with your idiot brother. You must feel incredibly weak and worthless, Don Jr., because you are
nothing.
You're nothing. And you're also
nothing.
And your father always called you
failure.
A failure. You're a failure. Your whole family is nothing but
failure after failure after failure.
Yes. Tucker Carlson, you get the last word.
Up yours.
Thank you, Tucker Carlson. I'm David Feldman, reminding you to stay strong and protect the weak.